What's up guys, Momo-Dog here again. Today I wanted to talk about something that is more niche about Double Jin, and yet still something that I would love for people to keep in mind because it is one of his coolest combo tools that he has by far. So back in Tekken 7 Season 4, Double Jin got a buff on his fly free that allowed him to spike opponents on the ground, which also translates to spiking his opponents at the 50% wall slump, where you get a scaled hit, for example. If you delay this at the wall, you get more damage on the last hit if you delay it to the point where their butt falls on the ground pretty much. So this is what it looks like. You spike them to the ground, because it hits at 50%, and you get a full back 4 guaranteed, and in total, if you don't have counter it on like I do right now, you will get 16 extra damage from the back 4 and a flip over. And Double Jin's wall combos in this game are a bit weird. They do a lot of damage, especially because of back 4 1+2/2, but most of them are pretty minus on hit. It's like back 4 2-1-2, it has okayish Oki. Back for 1+2/2, should you finish your wall combo with that, you're at like -9, but still plus enough should they be tech rolling. And CD1 up forward as a wall combo is -4. Back 4, however, you all know back 4 from the old wall combos. So like back in Tekken 7, it was pretty usual to do 1-2 back 4, for example. This doesn't work anymore. Because the 2-jab recovers worse in this game, you don't have enough time to hit the back 4. So it's way more uncommon for us to see back 4 as a wall ender, and thus fly free back 4 is the most optimal way to implement a back 4 in your wall combo now. I will show you a clip now where I will demonstrate you the damage potential of fly free back 4, and why in my opinion it's super important to always keep in mind, albeit not that necessarily to learn.
Didn't hold forward. Bro, the damage.
So now that you've seen the clip, you've probably already realized, okay, yeah, this wall combo is easily the biggest damage Double Jin has if you don't have Tornado available at the wall. The thing is, however, in this game, down 4 3-4, fly free, for example, those routes became much harder. Why? Let me demonstrate it why. So when you get a high split in this game in Tekken 8, this has only been a thing in Tekken 8 so far. Should you get a high split, they will start sliding down much faster. And the thing is here, should you get a borderline high split, for example, if they barely get to the wall and you still manage to get a high split somehow, they will start crumbling down immediately. And why is this bad for us? Well, back in Tekken 7, it was pretty usual for you to get a down 4 3-4 as a high split. So like down 4 3-2 would carry to the wall, and because they're still high up enough on the wall, then the last hit of down 4 3-4 would hit at a high split. So here, for example, this would have worked in Tekken 7, but doesn't work in Tekken 8 because, again, the down 4 3-4 connects as a high split, and because it's a high split, the Lee, in this case, starts sliding down immediately, and you don't have enough time for fly free anymore. You had enough time for this in Tekken 7, should the down 4 3-4, the last hit, connect as a high split, and this was super common to happen back in Tekken 7. Hence why I'm saying in Tekken 8 it is a bit harder to do, because you have to place the down 4 3-4 even more precise, and that alone was hard enough in Tekken 7. It took me dozens of hours of practice to get it down, in matches even, and now it's become even more difficult to space in a way that you know where it will connect and where it doesn't. So, what does this mean? What I'm trying to say is the fly free back 4 wall ender became much harder in this game, sadly. However, it's still very possible, as you've seen in the clip. And not only that, there are ways to make this work for anyone in this game. So the way tornadoes in this game work, or at least at the wall, is that if you're angled, they will travel away further. And because they travel away further, you have a bit more time to implement your wall combos. So if I do, say, this, the fly free here won't work. I don't have enough time. They made the recovery perfectly so that fly free doesn't connect by standard. But here's the thing. Should they be slightly angled like this, they travel away further at the wall, as I said. So Devil Jin gets way more time to set up the perfect wall combo. Now let's compare this with CD1 up forward, for example. CD1 up forward at the low slump does 25 damage in total. So 15 plus 10. 15 from the 50% 30 damage, and then 10 from the second hit that scales down. It should be 70%. Fly free back 4 is also 15 damage scaled down from 30, and the guaranteed back 4 is at least 16 damage. They can reduce the damage by spring kicking, but you can bait spring kicks and launch them, for example, so the mind game still keeps going there, though I don't think there's ever a reason not to just get the guaranteed back 4, since them spring kicking and getting hit by back 4 means even better Oki for you. But again, fly free back 4, you want to implement this as much as possible at the wall, because at the wall, and not directly out of wall carry, it becomes so much easier to implement in this game. So after a wall split like CD1 plus 2 or 4 forward 4, it's pretty common to get an angled wall split. Let's be real. You've probably had this happen to you a lot and tried to get a Reese wall split to optimize your combo damage. Do the same here. This is 75 damage, very easy to implement and works on both angles, which is the best part about it. The issue with the angle to the right is that, however, they can, it can easily happen that they fall off the wall, and then you just have to carry it to the next wall, which is fine, because that's still some good extra damage. You will get another, you will get another wall split pretty much, if the next wall is close to you, and then you can still optimize your damage, so that's no issue. You just have to be aware. Fly free back 4, however, you should always keep in mind when you get an angled wall split, especially to the left, because it becomes so much easier to stay to this here. And it's super optimal damage and super optimal Oki. This is around 80 damage. Very nice Oki, so you can immediately go back to mixing them up. And you don't need to use your heat, which is the best part about it, because, you know, in heat you have access to this one, which I still use a lot, I can't lie. But when I have the option to do fly free back 4 and I recognize it, I try to use it, and I recommend you to do the same at the very least at the wall. I wouldn't say you should put in the same amount of hours I did to learn the down 4 3 to 4 carry into fly free stuff, because that is kind of hard. If the opportunity presents itself and you practice it, go for it. But I think just heat bursting after down 4 3 to 4 wall carry, and then getting the back 4 2 1 4 1 plus 2 ender is good enough. So let's say, I don't know, let's go back to the default one. Let's say I get down 4 3 to 4 wall carry like this. I would just pop heat. This, which is still 94 damage and pretty good, and you're in heat, so you can mix them up immediately after I wake up, which isn't bad at all. Again, I'm just saying that at the wall, keeping fly free back 4 in mind is super useful, especially because this was the strongest wall combo in Tekken 7, and in Tekken 8 it's still pretty much the strongest wall combo should you have no tornado available during wall carry, for example, and you somehow manage to make the fly free connect, as in that one clip I showed you just now. Or when you have an angled wall split like that, always keep this in mind, because it's super optimal damage and it's super easy to do. I recommend you to go into the practice mode with this for a bit, so you can get a feel for what the timing is, since they made the fly transition a bit slower in this game. But other than that, I wish you a lot of fun with this wall combo, and hope that you cause some high damage combos with this. Momo out.